This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin with breaking news. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, leaving the fate of abortion laws up to the states. North Dakota is one of 13 trigger states with a law already in place to ban abortion, and Minnesota could become a destination for the procedure. North Dakota's Republican Governor Doug Burgum says, quote, today's landmark Supreme Court decision returns power to the states where it belongs. We will now work diligently with the Attorney General to fulfill our constitutional duty by carrying out the 2007 legislation that is triggered by the overturning of Roe v. Wade. We continue our coverage of this breaking news, but first, it's a First Alert weather day with dangerous and severe storms heading our way. Let's go straight to meteorologist Lisa Green with how things are looking heading into the afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. We've already had severe weather to start this morning, and it gets more numerous and more intense in some instances for the valley on this First Alert weather day. We're looking at severe storms, and the timing of this is going to be afternoon, late afternoon, and into the evening. So we'll need to be watching starting even now. And some of us, again, have already picked up some very large hail. Look at this measurement, close to 3 inches in diameter, baseball-size hail here from Katy in the Henning area in Otter Tail County. We've since quieted down there, but there are storms ongoing in parts of northwest Minnesota, more making their way toward Bemidji, others down into the Hubbard County area, back over toward Lake Itasca, and then some other cells around Mahnomen and back up toward just north of Fertile in Polk County this afternoon. None severe at this point in time. So we've had some wind in Fargo. It's been windy here. We've had mostly sunny skies, and we're warming up. 85 degrees in Fargo, 84 in Grand Forks. In contrast, Bemidji, where we've had clouds and rain much of the day, thunderstorm being reported there, we're at 66 degrees, so much cooler in that area right now. So today, expect that threat for thunderstorm activity to increase as we go into the afternoon. We'll see temperatures for some of us getting into the 90s. It's going to be another hot, muggy day, and that threat for severe weather will continue into tonight. So if you've got some Friday plans, I want to make sure that you are paying attention to the weather, that you have a way to be alerted to the severe weather, multiple ways, and that you've got a plan in place no matter where you are, whether you're traveling out at the lake or at home. And you can see that we do have that severe weather risk continuing here. And we're going to talk more about this, break this down for you, and talk about that timing again on when the storms may affect you and when they'll clear out as well, coming up in your forecast.
All right, we'll check back with you in just a little bit, Lisa. Thank you. Back to our top story, breaking news. After nearly 50 years, the U.S. Supreme Court has reversed course on abortion rights. As Skylar Henry reports, the High Court's conservative majority overturned Roe v. Wade, sending the issue of abortion rights to the states, where a patchwork of policies is already rolling out.
Demonstrators against abortion rights erupted in cheers after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The mood outside the court highly charged with the release of the much-anticipated ruling.
We don't want to hear cheers about women being slammed back to the dark ages and all of society slammed backwards.
The conservative majority court sided with the state of Mississippi and its supporters in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization. With their case, Mississippi officials asked the High Court to eliminate the constitutional right to abortion first established in 1973.
This is a wonderful opportunity to return this to the people.
According to the Guttmacher Institute, which supports abortion rights, an estimated 26 states were either certain or likely to ban abortion if the High Court overturned or dismantled Roe. The decision here today is the outcome of decades-long lobbying by groups against abortion rights. The appointment of 3 conservative justices during the Trump administration made it a sudden reality.
We've been knowing this was going to go down since Kavanaugh.
The watershed ruling follows an unprecedented leak of a draft majority opinion that sparked protests, including some outside justices' homes. The leak has impacted the High Court from the inside out. Chief Justice John Roberts has ordered a full investigation. Today, Roberts did not join the 5 conservative justices or 3 liberals. He said, in his own opinion, he would have stopped short of ending the right to abortion. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Democratic Governor of Minnesota Tim Walz tweeted a series of thoughts after the decision was announced, saying, quote, "Let me be very clear. This ruling changes nothing in Minnesota today, tomorrow, or as long as I'm governor. We will not turn back the clock on reproductive rights," end quote. Stick with us. We'll be following this breaking story and bringing you the latest reactions from both sides throughout the day online at valleynewslive.com or on the VNL News app. We have new information on the search for a man who jumped into the Red River Wednesday. Police confirmed the man they are searching for is a 22-year-old from Hennepin County. Just after 4 Wednesday afternoon, East Grand Forks police responded to a call for an unwanted person. Police spoke with the 22-year-old saying they left telling him he was heading back to Grand Forks. Around 30 minutes later, police responded to another call for the same man jumping into the Red River near the Sorley Bridge. They tried to throw a buoy and life jacket to him, but he was not able to grab them. They lost sight of him a few moments later. Polk County and Grand Forks County Water Rescue continue their search for him today. Governor Doug Burgum requested a major disaster declaration to help counter the cost of the severe spring storms and flooding. The storms knocked out power to more than 10,000 North Dakotans and caused more than $57 million worth of damage. The letter to President Biden calls for a declaration for 40 North Dakota counties. If granted, the declaration would unlock FEMA assistance to help pay for the repairs and other infrastructure. Burgum also is asking that the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program be implemented on a statewide basis to help communities pay for projects that increase resiliency and reduce costs in the long term. Help is on the way for about 200,000 people with student debt. The White House has agreed to cancel an estimated $6 billion in federal student loan debt, specifically for borrowers who claimed they were defrauded by their college for inflated job placement rates or the ability to transfer credits. Today marks 1 year since the horrific building collapse in Surfside, Florida. 98 people were killed when a condominium partially collapsed in the middle of the night. A handful of private and public memorials are being held today. An investigation into why it happened is not expected to conclude until 2024. Heads up, parents, the anticipation is finally over. COVID-19 vaccines for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers began today at Sanford Health. Sanford now joins Essentia with offering shots for that age group. The state of North Dakota will get 5,700 doses for children ages 6 months to 5 years old. An estimated 50,000 North Dakota children are now eligible to receive the vaccine after the FDA and CDC recently recommended the shots for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Appointments with either health clinic can be made online. Coming up at noon, COVID-19 vaccines have saved lives, but just how many? We've got new research that will give us numbers worldwide. But next, the heat is back, and that means the storms are brewing. We've got weather to plan your day.